here's the really important thing that you have to know about fish with scales. We are going to kind of outline the scales because you see the color in between their scales when they flex a little bit, right? Some areas, the outline edge is going to be dark. On some areas, the outline edge is going to be almost white. And y'all know we don't use white. We never use white. We hardly ever use black because, you know, those colors are not your friends. They're not your friends. You don't need those colors. So then we have to decide how in the world we're going to make this grass look real, because it looks like I've drawn it to look like it's kind of cartoony. I don't know what was happening there. I was getting ambitious and I don't even know what was happening. Okay. There's nothing quite as exhilarating as cold day-old coffee. Woo woo! Here we go. Okay. And I have that song, This Is Halloween, stuck in my head. And it's November. Like, stop. Stop. It needs to get out. It needs to just get out. Get out. Okay. Pinks, yellows, blues, purples, grays. I'm seeing it. No idea how I'm coloring these shrimp. No idea. Like literally shrimp, the Gulf Coast shrimp that I always have had access to were like gray and kind of bluey. So we might flub on this and just, you know, kind of go for it because like I just don't remember what they look like. The grass, should we do the grass first? No, don't do the grass first, do the fish first. Can you tell I'm stalling? I don't want to do this. Okay, I'm over it. Let's do this. So, we're gonna grab the gray lavender. Yeah, gray lavender. I'm gonna come up here on his body and use the side of the colored pencil to just start adding a little bit of gray lavender right here. Now, no idea why I feel compelled to do that, but I sort of do. He's gonna have a highlight here. We're gonna have to decide where the light's coming from. Always a challenge. Let's see here. Let me try to find another reference photo. Reference photo. Where is my redfish pile here in the archives? Where is it? Where are you hiding? You can run, but you just die tired. Where are you at? Where are you at? No. One snapper. No. That's overly ambitious. That will not be part of the, oh my gosh. That's not terrible for the water though. Yeah. Okay. We'll keep that in mind. I need redfish, here we go. Is this my redfish? Well, that's not my redfish. What about that? Is that my redfish? No, it's not. It's a terrible photograph too. Wow. Okay. This is gonna make me crazy. Is that my red? Oh wow, that's definitely not my redfish. Is that my redfish? No. Hello. However, variation of it. There's Lewis holding the redfish. Actually, I just really like that fish. That fish is beautiful. He's kind of more lavendery. Okay, can you tell I'm still stalling? I don't want to do that. Okay, let's get into it. I'm gonna cover the entire fish with this lavender for a minute. We're just gonna kind of lay in some colors here. We're just laying in the colors because this fish is gonna take a long time to do, and it just is what it is, okay? It just is what it is. So quit your belly aching, Rio, and just get it done. Let's grab some of this cloud blue and start laying it in underneath him here on his underbelly. And we'll obviously have to come in here and make some adjustments. There's like a ridge right there. You could take the minimalist approach and I could just stop right here and sign it now and be like, it's art. No, we can't. No, we have to keep going. Do you understand that even though I've been doing this for 30 some odd years, maybe 40 years, like, you know, if you really want to count my early childhood development of trying to figure out how to make all the crayons work together, I still have to psych myself up for projects like this, because this one's hard. You got this though. You'll probably be better at it than me. Don't even stress. Don't worry. You got this. You got this. Okay, so back to the blues. We're gonna put some under here on his jaw, a little bit under here where his gill plate kind of lays. Yup, that. Yup. Maybe a little bit on his anal fin. Lord, I have said that word so many times in this series. Okay, a little bit back here. Do you know that the reason why a redfish has the dot on his tail, they think that's a recessive gene behavior, and that the blue that's on the tip of his tail is from the algae, from the crustaceans that they eat, that eat the algae. It shows up as a blue-green line on their tail. Crazy, right? And we call them red drums because the males produce a knocking sound when they let a vibration go against their swim bladder. Slate gray. I love this color. I can't believe I haven't sharpened this one yet. I know I've used this a lot. Oh yeah, that's the color. Okay, so right in here on his belly roux, it's gonna be a little bit of a shadow line. I'm just gonna very lightly put that in there. Oh yeah. Look how that's working. Oh wow, my eyes just refocused. I'm telling y'all, I need new contacts. I'm also gonna come back here on his tail with some of this slate gray, because the slate gray kind of reads like green. And I'm just gonna add just a touch with the tip of the pencil back here on his tail. And we'll enhance all of this, obviously. I mean, we're just getting started here. We're just building the colors up. Let's build these colors up, get them rolling. Rolling. Oh my God. If you guys are liking this series, do me a favor right now. Hit the thumbs up and subscribe. That would be awesome. Then you know when we've released new things. The other thing is that if we don't cover, if you get hung up on something and you need help, if you leave comments below, I talk to everybody. I answer all the comments. Even the people who don't like me, I talk to them too. It's actually quite fun. Okay, so I'm gonna come in here on the shrimp with this slate gray, and I'm just going to do a little outlining here just to start telling myself that this is happening, whether you like it or not. This is happening, and so we're doing it. Then I'm going to grab back to the grayed lavender, and I'm going to just kind of go over. These shrimp aren't going to be the most realistic thing I've ever painted, let's be honest, okay? So, I just need them to hold space. I just need them to hold space, that's what I need. Wow, I can't even tell if I'm coloring in the lines of the legs because my contacts are so bad. Okay. Just need them to hold space. Some Gulf Coast shrimp here, holding space. That's what we got going on here. I'm just rubbing, just barely doing tiny little circles, and I want the top part of the shrimp to read like this lavender, so I'm just coming in along the bottom sides. And again, if I decide to put in some water, then I'll add a little bit of water around the shrimp so that it attaches the shrimp to the background. Okay, look, shrimp. Now, I'm feeling like I'm gonna grab this eggshell and come up here just, oh yeah, look at that. Okay, and I'm just I'm pushing kind of hard, just so you know. I'm pushing kind of hard. Just on the top though. I'm not coloring the whole thing. I'm just giving it some like little doodaddy highlights, you know, kind of just graphic illustration-y highlights. And then I'm gonna grab the light peach and come in over here and just kind of go around some of that. I do love to eat shrimp. There we go. Okay, look. See? That might not be terrible. Maybe that's done. That's a wrap. No, I'm kidding. I wish I wasn't. I'm still not excited about this. This one feels to me like it's overwhelming. And I drew it, so I'm just gonna keep apologizing for what I've done here. But you can see in this photograph that these two colors are definitely in there. So now what's next? So, wowza. Okay, I need some blue up in, and I'm gonna use the blue slate. Can't believe I haven't sharpened this one yet either. Alright. Now, up in his dorsal fin, you got a lot, there's a lot going on with this fish. He's a lot of different colors. I'm going to add just some tiny little squiggles down here, just to give the indication that it could very well be a scale pattern, but I don't want to get too involved in it because one, it's hard and I'm lazy. I don't want to do it. Two, it's not really necessary. Sometimes just the impression of something being there is really all it takes to send it over the edge and make it look good. So, and I'm going for the path of least resistance. Okay, so let's do this. Let's get this in here, just like this. So I'm gonna start super, super light, and then I'm gonna pick an area where I'm just gonna kind of, you know, press down just a little bit more and hold. Now, I got a little jiggy with the way I drew this, so, you know, this one's got a little more line action in it than what I would really like to have there. Now, as we go down his pectoral fin, we're gonna color super, super light with the exact same color. So you've got a little heavier at the top of his dorsal fin, sorry, not pectoral, this is his pectoral fin. And then, so we're going heavy on the dorsal fin up here so that the color's a little more intense. And then as we go down the dorsal fin here, down his back, we are just barely. So you're gonna see a little more color up here on these. And then as it goes back, it's kind of just fading out to nothing. Then I wanna come down here and hold a little space down here for some of this blue. And I mean, we're barely putting the color in, barely. Down here as well, I'm gonna say that this one's probably gonna have a little more yellow in it than blue, but you know, whatever, we'll figure that out. We'll figure it out as we go along. We'll just figure it out together, because clearly it's a toss-up as to whether I even know what I'm doing or talking about. Hi, I'm Rio. I've never colored or painted a thing in my life, but follow me. I got this. I think I can figure it out. That's what this is like. I'm gonna do a little swoosh over some of this. And I'm gonna come up on the side of his body here, just a touch, because I'm feeling like this side right here, the way this fish is bending, he's kind of bulged out right there because he's fixing to throw down on some dinner. He's thinking shrimp for dinner tonight. That's what he's thinking. Which has got me thinking shrimp for dinner tonight. Doesn't sound terrible. I mean, you know, how can 9 bazillion redfish be wrong? Do you know that redfish are one of the most abundant species of shallow water fish in the world? It's true. It's a true story. I'm kind of feeling like I want to start thinking about the brown, sandbar brown. I always get super nervous. I'm treating this the same way I would if I was painting it. I have commitment issues, so I don't just go in and start laying in thick amounts of color. I pretty much use acrylic paints like watercolor glazes. And I just lay glaze after glaze after glaze on all this stuff. Now, we definitely don't want all of these to be the exact same color, because we need to put some area, some atmosphere between these and the ones in the back. So I have to figure out what colors are up front and what colors are in the back. That's what I'm trying to do right now. And I want this to be green, moss green. So I'm just gonna kind of, and maybe there's like some, you know, water ripples, because these guys are shallow water fish, okay? So you would see the little white sources coming in. Oh, that's right. So I really should draw some doohickeys on him before we actually get into the real coloring, which means we have to work in reverse. Doohickeys are the little light flashes that would be reflecting and refracting off of this fish like a diamond. Okay. Just trying to figure out how we're gonna make this work. I just came in here and drew a bunch of stuff. I don't even know what it looks like in real life here. It's been a hot minute. Gotta think about the turtle grass in Biscayne Bay. I'm going to say that the light is coming from here and here. So this part down here is actually going to be shadowed a bit. Yup, feeling that shadow coming on. So let's grab this. What is this? Jade green. So we're going to start laying in some of this back here in the back. Because I want these in the background. Now, let me tell you how this works. Let me see if I can explain this here. So, I'm using a green to the blue shade because red and blue make green. No, Rio, red and blue make purple. Yellow and blue make green, okay? Now, yellow is the most dominant color, the most intense, naturally occurring color straight out of the tube on the color wheel, which means when you look at the color wheel, you will see the yellow first, okay? Follow me, I know this is a little bit challenging. So, when we are doing green grass, the cheat that I like to use when I'm not 100% sure of my colors is that I know that the green with the more yellow in it, which is the artichoke, is no matter what is going to read like it's in front of green with more blue in it, which is jade green. Now, that's not always the case. You know, there could be exceptions to that rule as well. But if you can see this, I am not putting any more pressure on the ones in front than I have in the ones in the back. And the grass in the back is literally reading like it's behind these pieces here because it has less yellow in it. Now, this will all get adjusted because as we move over, all of these need to kind of adjust a little bit themselves. So we have the very, 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 very background colors that are just way back. They're so far back there that you're like, wow, they're way back there. As this piece comes forward, we're gonna make it look like it curves a bit. Just trust me, it's gonna happen. You'll see. So this back here is in the jade. That's the artichoke. This is probably a jade. These over here, I don't even want to color these, but I'm going to. Because I drew them, therefore they need something, right? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. This is lime peel. Ooh, that's kind of pretty. Okay. Okay, so, So we've got the blue in the background here for the grass. Now we're trying to bring some of that of the grass forward. We're adding a little bit of some yellowy, goodnessy things. I'm sort of feeling like that there's gonna be some super bright I've got the cream color. I'm just making the idea of some glistening things on this fish. And I might come back in with the white Posca later and highlight those, make it a little more illustrative, a little more graphic illustrationist. Because I don't know what I'm doing here. I would add this last if I was doing this in acrylics, but obviously that's not the case today. It's not an acrylic masterpiece. I'm gonna add a little bit of stuff here. Okay, all right. Oh, I'll see you. So maybe we've got some highlight right here on his chicky. I'm not coloring any particular way. I'm just sort of trying. Green ochre. That's what I'm thinking. So coming in here, coming in hot with some green ochre. I don't even know what I'm doing, y'all. Like, I don't even know. This video has already been a hot mess express, and like I've only just begun. Okay, let's see. We're into the green ochre. That's what we're doing. So again, more yellow than the ones in the background here. And I'm just barely going through this. I mean, just barely. I have no idea if this is gonna work. I have no idea. Every time I draw one of these, I'm like, oh man, that's gonna be so cool, without even thinking about the trauma I'm putting myself and you through trying to color this with the pencils and things. So, you know, don't hate me. Just figure it out. And if you do, please send me a message, because I have no clue what I'm doing right now. Okay, here we go. Seriously, need a manicure in the worst possible way. I need to take care of my fingernails. I broke them all at the boat show. I haven't even filed them down. I've been so busy with the book, I just don't even know. This is it. Well, I'm figuring this one's, gonna cast some sort of a shadow, right? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe it will, maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's a figment of my complete and utter imagination. Maybe it's not even there. Maybe I'm not seeing it, you're not seeing it, it's not here. Who knows what we're doing? I accidentally colored on the other page. Wow. Okay. Alright, we've used that one enough. Let's pick another green here. Let's go with another blue green. Let's go, if this one is Celadon green, Celadon green. Never have I used this green. Don't know where my little swatches are, so I'm just gonna dive right in there and hope for the best. Here we go. Again, it's a blue-green. So it lends itself to kind of setting in the background. Because the yellow-green is going to come forward more readily. Let's just get this done. What in the world are we doing here? What is happening? I don't know, it's not looking very wavy, is it? There's some other YouTubers that do a much better job of coloring. Let me plug them all right now. I'm imagining that the light is shining through. This is shallow water. Okay, that's not terrible. So maybe we'll mix a little bit of that with that. Okay. Is this gonna look like blades of grass? No, it's really gonna look more like, I don't know, coral, because that's what I love and I can't help it. I make everything round and like coral. But let's see what we can get done here. Okay, so it's not terrible bringing some of this up into the pieces of grass that are more in front. I kind of like the way that it looks. It's not bad. It's not bad. Okay, so let's put that right there. Now, let's see. What color is this? This is marine green. Okay, I don't hate it. We're heading into the okay, I don't hate it zone. maybe we're gonna go a little darker right here. Maybe this one's in front of this one. I don't know. This one looks like a potato. I'm pretty sure that's not what I was going for. It's not really the look I was thinking about when I drew this, but you know, drawing it is so much easier than actually filling it in with color. So yeah, we're just gonna be super excited that I get through it. And then I'm bringing you along for the ride because wowza. All right, okay. Well, it kind of more so looks like rocks and potatoes than it does grass. But I'm just happy that it's getting done, and it's, you know, it's not terrible. It could be a lot worse, I'm sure. Definitely could be a lot worse. I'm just barely touching all of these, trying to kind of get my bearings about me as to what exactly it is that I'm actually doing. I'm looking at the top one right now to see if it looks good. I don't even know. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe poop. I don't know. Okay, so that one's been used. What color is this? This is kelp green. Huh. Obviously, I've used this before. It now needs to be sharpened. Let's see what kelp green looks like in this. Is this more of a blue green? I feel like this is more of a blue green. Oh, it kind of is more of a blue green. Okay. So I'm just kind of coming in here with some of this kelp green. Still no idea what I'm truly doing. Just keep reminding yourself, this is just practice. This is just practice in the event that you would paint this for real. This is just a practice run, okay? So none of this matters. Doesn't matter. It's all just a learning experience. That's all it is. It's a learning experience. What am I learning? I'm learning that I don't have a clue what I'm doing with colored pencils. That's what I'm learning. I'm also learning that it's a lot easier to draw these images than it is to actually fill them in with no reference photo of what it might really look like. I don't know. I'm just adding some more green to all this now and hoping for the best. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing my best, Tom. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing my best. Remember back in the day when it was one-liners from movies that you used to remember, and now it's all TikTok and IG Reels. Okay. Well, I don't even know. Because see, I wouldn't have drawn it with a pencil if I was going to paint it. That's the other thing too that I have to remember, is that This is a little more challenging because I literally would not have drawn this with a pencil. I would have just started painting it. So it's always a little more difficult to get this to do what you want it to do. Some more blue green. Which one is this? Yeah. Yeah, look at all that grass. Yeah, look at all that grass. Okay. 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 Going in here with the celadon or celadon, however you want to say it, green, which is a blue green, and I'm just kind of going over all the tops of this here. Not all of it entirely, but you know, some of it, whatever. I feel like it needs some more. Oh yeah, there we go. This is lime peel. This does not look like a lime peel, but I'm just gonna say, okay, lime peel. It's called lime peel, therefore it's called lime peel. Okay, I don't hate it. And I'm only doing the lime peel on the really front and center ones because I don't want it, I want there to be distance. And that does create distance. That does create the illusion of some distance in there. That's good. That's good. Okay, I can live with that. Let's see. What else? What is this color gonna do? What? Oh yeah, that's probably not the right color, but I kind of enjoy playing in that color a little bit. So let's just add a little bit of this is the light green. Oh yeah, let's get into it. Here we go. Okay, it's not awful. That was fun. That was definitely out of my comfort zone. Olive green. What? I can't even see this in my head any longer. I mean, like, I just truly don't know what I'm doing here. I truly just am trying not to draw round pieces of coral. Olive green. As you get down into the stalk of the grass, I would imagine that it would be a little darker down there, a little more, you know. A little more green. Like this up here would be the part that would be out waving in the sunlight, you know. Gonna wave it all. Oh, that might not be terrible. Oh, okay. 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 Now you obviously don't want this to be everywhere. That's part of the habits that you have to break. You don't want to use the exact same color all the way across the board in all of your designs. Okay. It's kind of coming up. It's coming up. It's coming up. This one over here still looks like a potato. Okay. So, olive green, not a terrible color. Let's see, what is this? Prussian green. I know what Prussian blue is. I don't know that I have any experience with Prussian green, so let's just get into it. The cool thing about all of this green is that the redfish is going to be like reds and oranges and all of those things, so it might be very complementary. I don't know, I'm just kind of going just sort of all over the place with these because I'm just trying to make it make sense. Oh yeah, okay, actually, that's working. That is working. Look at that right there. That is working. Okay, this is Prussian green, so I'm just sort of bouncing all over the place, trying not to make linear lines because I'm like the queen of linear lines. Darker at the bottom. not really a big fan of those over there, but whatever. Well, instinctively, I just picked up some of the blue. Blue slate. Well, look at all the greens that have been used so far. I mean, seriously, I've used nearly all of them. How can you possibly, this is dark green.
Good?
Yeah, I'm good. Oh, yeah, I'm still recording. Come look at this real quick.
The grass looks great.
Does it?
Yeah, and your shrimp look fantastic.
My scrimps!
Your scrimps.
My scrimpies!
Good job.
Ha! See, Say says it looks good. What was I thinking? Clearly, I know what I'm doing here. Yeah, we could run this like, you know, professional, all professional, we could run this all professional like and all programmed and all of that, but then you don't really get to know anybody behind the scenes. This is the dark green. We're fixing to color on the fish to at this level as well. Oh, okay. I'm starting to see something develop here. So let me have this. What color is this? Neon yellow. Perfect. Well, in hindsight, I would maybe do it a little differently next time. I would maybe, you know, have a little more yellow up in here. Let's see, what color of yellow is this one? Yellow chartreuse. Oh, okay, let's try this one. Okay, well, I'm probably getting closer to the result that I'm looking for, but you know, I'm about to have to. Oh, okay. Okay. That actually is helping a little bit there. This is sienna brown. If I was working in paint, I wouldn't have to look at it to tell you what the color is. I still don't have these colors memorized yet. But this is the first time I've used colored pencils, so bear with me. Yellow ochre. Yellow ochre. Okay, so. Gonna come in here around his eye with a little bit of this blue slate, just on the outer circle of that. And that isn't gonna be the 100% placement of it. There's a little bit of that blue behind his eye too. We've got some of this blue down in here already. We've got, some of this reflecting off of his belly down here. We've got the scales doing scale things. We start to follow the pattern of the scales. Super intimidated by this to a certain degree. It's not terrible. I'm not freaking completely out. Hey, Shane. Come on. Okay, this is Sienna Brown. Didn't I already use this in the grass? Somebody comment below if I used that in the grass. Okay, burnt ochre. I come in and start outlining just a few of these scales. We don't want to outline them all, just a few of them. These up here I actually drew a little space for you. My thought was if I could get you started on the pattern and then get you going around the fish, wouldn't be so terrible, wouldn't be so challenging that way. So up here with this burnt ochre, again, no idea if this is a good idea or a bad one. I'm just trying to kind of color in around the lines that I've made. I drew this so dark up here, right here in this area right here where I illustrated it for you that it looks like No Shave November. It's like a hairy leg. Note to self, I won't do it again. I'll go lighter on the iPad next time for the next set of illustrations. Heading all the way down, just kind of breaking the cardinal rule here of thumb. I'm barely touching this tail. I do want some of this burnt ochre as a base on this tail, and I don't want to color the entire thing this color. So I'm leaving just little patches of white because I'll use some lavender in there, I think. It's scary. It's just too scary. I don't know what I'm at. I don't know what's happening here. Just a touch of color. That's it, just a touch. Just trying to eliminate some of the white that's on this fish, on the paper. Try to get some of that paper color covered. That's all I'm trying to do right now. I'm not really thinking much about scale patterns and facial structure. I'm just trying to get the fish to look the way I want it to look. I'm just trying to start figuring out the color. That's all. Especially since I have such a heavy black line here. I think that's the most frustrating part for me, is the heavy lines I had to put in here. Now, those scales back that far would not be used with this color. Chocolate. See, I have to be really careful because I can see that some of these scales have actually are like fairly yellow. They're fairly yellowed, and then like there's the green. I am grabbing jasmine, and I'm gonna crank this jasmine all down this fish body. What? Oh yeah. See, this up here is gonna be a little more orange. I'm gonna crank some jasmine up in here. Just lightly. Just ever so slightly, lightly. Definitely gonna crank it here. Oh yeah, actually that's already looking good. Wow, okay. Now, I have very lightly drawn in some of those hues. This is definitely, so we're gonna push a little bit harder with the exact same jasmine, and then we'll come back in and kind of make some changes to all of this. This is gonna have some lighter colors. Let's see here. Sienna brown. Is that? I know it's a color in the fish, but where in the fish is always the question. I think it's the tail of the fish that we've got the sienna brown. Just slightly. Just slightly. I don't know, y'all. I could be completely wrong here, but I feel like I'm seeing some of this color right in here. And we're really not done with all of this anyway, so we'll come back in. I also feel like there's going to be some darker here on the dorsal fin because it's going back around the curve. I also feel like I can come in with some of this and start to color just slightly over that eye. I'm going to leave some of the white around the pupil still visible because I'm going to go in with some nicer color. But I feel like that's a little too red. Let's do the dark umber. Is that the color that I want? You see, like there's this. I'm feeling like I'm wanting to start getting into it. Like I want to start. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that's it. So take the dark umber and start to just outline the edge of that scale on the top. Don't do it below this line. Do it up here. Doesn't have to be perfect. We're not looking for perfection. We're just looking for the idea of the scales being there. That's all we're looking for. Down here, right on this lateral line of the fish, I'm gonna come in with a little it's like drawing corn on the cob. Don't start singing the song. Don't do it. touch of shading here. I mean, like literally hardly anything at all. Bring some of that dark umber down into this area just a little bit. And I'm not filling the whole spot in. It's kind of give the illusion of scales on the face, because they do have scales on the face. I just am lazy and I'm doing everything I can to avoid having to draw or color or hint that there are scales there. So behind his eye right here, we're going to darken this up. Gill. This is what we're doing. What do you think so far? Drop a comment down below and let me know what you think so far. Holy cow. I'm going to take a little, and I'm barely touching the paper. Kind of draw some of the spines in with this, then we're going to go over it with a little different color. And drop in a little bit of shadow here, and it's almost too dark, so we're not going to get too crazy with it. Makes the scales on the fish not terrible. I mean, it's never great. I think that's why everybody always paints the sailfish, because their scale pattern, their scales are like the size of the end of your pinky nail. They're teeny tiny scales. And these guys have a very pronounced scale pattern. And then each scale itself has its own pattern. They're like little fingernails on their skin. They're cool. I just don't much care for having to draw them, that's all. So up here, I'm just sort of outlining where I can see the scales that I've already drawn. You can start leaving comments about how wonderful it is that I drew the scales for you, because I'm telling you, it would have been a lot more challenging had I not. And I know that I'm just like, I'm cheating here. I feel like I'm totally cheating, because I feel like that we're gonna have dark color through this right here. This kind of comes down, kind of comes back up. So all the way in through here. It's just going to be the illusion. So there's his eye. So all of this here is a little bit darker. I think it's time to start picking up some red, y'all. So we're going to start with poppy red. Makes me nervous. Okay, it's not terrible. Oh, okay. Okay, I see you. Okay, not terrible. Not the greatest either, but not terrible. Oh, that's nice. Okay. Now what happened was that red hit on some of those other scales and really popped some of those other scales right on out. And see, if you touch it by itself without having some of the other colors down, it's way too intense. You gotta go back over that. But this up here isn't awful. It isn't great. It's not really what we're looking for, but it isn't awful either. Okay, so then we're gonna come down here and see if we can't liven up the tail a bit with some of this red. Wow. I have no idea what I'm going to do with this water. None. Zero. Big old zilcheroo. Well, that dark brown isn't doing nothing for me. Nope. It's not going to work. The dark brown is hideous. Some more yellow into this fish. I gotta get these scales here kind of more drawn in. Ugh. Without screwing up the scale pattern too terribly, and also without worrying about the fact that the scale pattern is not perfect. I just don't want to. I'm just not going to worry about that. I'm just not going to worry about it. Just not. So I don't want you to worry about it either. Okay, so let's get in here with some of this. Ooh, that's really pretty. Ooh. Okay, so the serious yellow isn't really correct, but it's not awful either. Okay, so we're gonna come up here and put a little bit of it in on the cheeky, on his cheeky. A little bit on his face, because he's gonna be all shimmered out anyway, because we're gonna really use the metallic paints to get him to pop. So I need some of this golden rod. Oh yeah. Oh, yep, that's exactly the color. Hello, beautiful. Where have you been? Probably could have done a lot better job on that. Let's see here. So let's add a little bit of this red into this. What? Yeah, I'm not too sure about all this. Not sure if I'm liking it or not. Sometimes I just go for it and then I'm like, oh yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. So that feels to me like it needs to be a little more of this pumpkin orange. Okay. And then I'm going to come around the edges like this and just sort of, give it a little outline, love. Give it a little, wow, give it a little, that's not the right color, Rio. That's not even kind of the right color, Rio. Oh, but that is, oh, look at that. Okay, so I grabbed the lavender. That's good. Oh yeah, that's gonna be okay. Oh yeah, all right, I can live with that. So then there's gonna be some lavender down here. This is the lavender, grade lavender. So there's gonna be some of that there. Obviously, there's gonna be some of it back in the tail. Oh no, I think I just shut down some highlights. Not cool. Okay, well, it is what it is. Live and learn. Definitely gonna have some of that back here. We're just gonna put some of it down and then we'll figure it out later because that's how we roll. I also feel like something back here is gonna be lavender. And maybe even like, yeah, like the top of that is like lavender. Because you know sometimes lavender reads like light. That's how the lavender works. I have no idea if I'm doing a good job or if this is just total crap. I have no idea. Okay. A little bit of lavender. Who knows? Truly, who knows? Okay. I think I'm gonna pick this color up and see what this color looks like. Ooh, that's wild. This is cadmium orange hue. I don't know. Okay, it's not awful. It's not awful. And somebody's texting me. Okay. I need a particular yellow. It's not this, I believe. Sand. Yep, that's the color. Okay, so take the sand, color over all of these scales here. You're gonna let some of that purple show through clearly. Gonna get a little darker here on the lateral line. Then we're gonna come over it. Oh yeah, this is gonna work. These lines are a little too dark. Sand down here on his fins. Sand up here. So I can start to see the fish take shape. Sand on his face. And because we're doing it just like glazes, I'm just going to color it all. I'm going to come in here and put some sand around his eye, the iris of his eye. Sand up here, any place that it feels like it's lighter and less aggressive than it should be. I'm going to color sand pretty hardcore over this. Sand up in here. Oh yeah, this good. This is gonna be really good. You can still see the scale pattern. Everything is okay. It's all gonna be okay. Am I loving it? No, I am not loving it. Is it hard? Don't ask that question because I don't want you to think you can't do it. We're gonna eventually come in here with some metallic-y colors. I'm feeling like I need to come in with a little bit of yellow on this fish. So I'm gonna grab a little bit of acrylic paint. We're not gonna get hung up on what kind it is. I think it's fluorescent yellow, so it might be a terrible idea. And I just wanna add a little bit more yellow.
Sure, here's one. After traveling back in time, this great white shark is going to learn an important lesson about acceptance and hope.
Alrighty then. Oh look, okay, okay. It's a little wild, I'm not gonna lie. It feels a little wild. So I went over this with the, ooh, that's a little much. It's okay, I'm gonna go over that with some gold in just a minute. I drew some lines over this before I knew that it was off with the Posca pen. Okay. I like this fluorescent paint. I like it a lot. Kind of just makes everything pop. Snap, crackle, and pop. Again, I think it's more important that you understand how to use how color works than it is that these be exactly correct. Because I've seen these fish in all different colors. Wow, that yellow is obnoxious. I gotta let that dry. And then I'm gonna come back over it with some better color. Because that's just obnoxious. Wow. It's really obnoxious. Dry that out. Okay, so. Sand. Well, I think I want that area to be brighter. So what I did was I hit it with some fluorescent yellow paint. Right now it's blinding and obnoxious. Now, if I go back over it though with the sand, look at that. It sets it back down and it just gives it a little bit of glow that I was going for. Yep, I can live with that. Is it perfect? No, it's not. Am I going for perfection? Of course, every time. It's never gonna, it never happens though. Actually, I've lightened up a lot. Teaching you guys how to do this while learning how to do it myself has taught me to lighten up and not take my life so seriously. Let's put some lines. I haven't even touched his mouth. So we're gonna take some of this sienna brown. I would call it burnt sienna in the paint world. Just gonna make some marks on here, and this is gonna have some pink on this lip here, but I'm just gonna go over it really quickly with the sienna brown. I do like this color. This needs to have some sienna brown down here, because that sienna brown has red in it, and when you put it over this blue that we've already done, it lends itself to being a lovely addition to this fish. And we're not trying to cover every speck of it, we're just trying to lay some more rosy color in there. What this is. And then we're gonna start breaking out some grays here. This is 30% cool gray, which should read like a silvery color. And again, I'm not gonna color the entirety of this area. See how it's still kind of patchworky? I'm gonna start coming in up here and going over a little bit of this. Get a little bit of color in there on his mouth. Because his mouth has got a lot of color on it. Right now it's still pretty white, but it won't be in just a minute. Shortly, it will not be shortly. Okay. So we're gonna kind of get in here and get after this. Get after this. I'm not claiming to have a clue as to what I'm doing here with regards to our sienna here. These colors and the way this is being painted and portrayed, I don't know, y'all. I don't know if I'm getting close or if I'm so far off the mark that, you know, it's just hideous. But I think it looks pretty dang good. And draw a few little squiggly, you know, lines, just kind of the idea of some scales coming in up here. A little bit of this sienna on his face, just in some areas. We don't want to cover everything. We just kind of want just the idea of there being some areas, even if it's just like a fake scale pattern, I'm okay with that too. I'm grabbing some of these greens that I didn't use in the plant. Here's the thing about redfish. They're not in very pretty water, unless you think brown water is pretty. I don't. I'm all about the way the color looks at 7 Mile Bridge. That's my jam. So I'm gonna go in here and just experiment, because I have never really painted real water before with colored pencils at all, and so I'm just coming in and just kind of making some lines. Like I feel like I used some neon yellow. They weren't kidding. One of those is neon yellow, because I can see it in this. And I know I can do a better job. I know I can. But for the sake of this tutorial not being 9 hours long, we are just going to make do with some scratchies up here. So some of it will kind of reflect in the blue, so let's use the cloud blue. Okay, it's not awful. It's not great, but it's not awful. I would really honestly have to look at a photograph. I don't think I can do this without looking at a photograph. I don't think I can effectively do this without looking at a photograph to check the color of the water. Because your brain wants you to believe that the water is blue, but the water's not blue. The water where these guys are is definitely not blue, and this is crap. So, let's just keep coloring this brown mucky muck down here. This a little too close to the color of the actual plants. It's not terrible. You know, I've seen worse. No, that's not it either. Come on now. Where are we? Ugh, so gross, so gross. At this point, I think we should start to question my ability to teach this course. Not kidding. Well, I'm kind of kidding. I don't like brown water. Sometimes you have to paint things you're not really fond of. So I did that, and then I did some of this, so it's not just all, oh, okay, well, see, that's not bad. I can live with that. That's a little bit more tolerable. It's got a little bit of that aqua over the top. What color is this? Aquamarine? No, light aqua, okay. I don't want the light umber. I want the gray. 70% French gray. There should be some yellows up here too, like some blues. It shouldn't just be this. But it's okay. Let's just, we're just kind of pretending that this is okay. We're just pretending. It's just all make believe. They really are in brown water though. Here's the thing, I'll probably come back randomly and redo these tutorials too as I get better with the color pencils. Maybe that'll happen. Maybe that will happen. This needs to have a little bit of orange in it too. What do you think? What do y'all think? Okay, so that actually doesn't feel terrible there. Let's see. So let's oh, okay. Okay, that's not terrible. That's actually oh. Sunburst yellow. Not sure I still like it. Not overly excited that it's, you know, really gonna do what I want it to do. But let's add some more of this green in here, because this green's actually really pretty green. This is sap green light, and I like it a lot. I like it a lot. So we're just gonna kind of green up some of this grass. This is where, you know, you're like literally making a commitment. This is a commitment level of, you know, epic proportions here to what's, because this is not going to come off now. You're like committed. You're in. You're into it. Okay. Oh, wow. My potato. I don't even know what to say for myself here. Let's just add some more of this up in here, and we're just gonna keep pretending that it's not the most hideous top layer of water I've ever painted in my entire existence, okay? We're gonna make a pact that no one's gonna talk about this part up here. We're just going to forget that it happened. I want you just to focus on, like, pick a spot that's really good and just focus on that. Ew. It's so brown. French gray. Do I have another French gray here? There's the warm gray, there's the espresso. What is this? This is like, oh, this is 20% French gray. So, you know, maybe this is like, oh look, it looks like bursts of sunlight. Or it looks like it's pouring down rain. You know, whichever one. I don't even know. At this point, I have no idea what's happening any longer. I've lost all faith in my ability to do this, and see, I want you to understand that while I can paint this with acrylics and it not be, well, it would be challenging. Although scale's not gonna lie, there's a reason why I have never painted redfish, because it's challenging. But I promised that I would keep these tutorials honest, and if I struggled, you would get to see it. That I wasn't gonna cover it up and be like, oh yeah, I've got this, no worries. Because guess what? Sometimes I don't got this. This whole area here, I don't even know what's happening. I think I've lost control. I think I've lost complete control of the entire project. Oh no. I'm using the bronze to add a little yellow to the water. Because there would be yellow topside in this. And you know, I really could have just drawn the fish instead of doing an entire scene. I just gotta paint this water brown. Like chocolate milk is so gross. The bronze, using the bronze, and then some of the umber. gonna break out the gouache. Light umber. I'm just gonna go around these scrimps a little bit. French gray a little bit. There we go. See, they're a little more defined. And they're a little more pinky. Oh, okay. Okay, I don't hate it. Oh, okay. I don't hate it. So that French gray. And then I've got the sky blue light coming right over the top of that with some of that bronze and light umber in the water as well. And it's not awful. It's actually starting to look like water. Now I'm gonna come over this with the sky blue. Super hard. Smooth it all out on its edge. Side view. Make it look like the wall does. I'm not at all excited about the way this part back here is looking. Like literally at all. So we're just gonna kind of, blur the lines between, oh, that was interesting. I'm just gonna come in here and draw some, some water lines through this. I'm gonna highlight my scrimps. And white is really not a highlight, so don't, get in the habit of thinking that that's okay, because it really isn't. On this though, I think it's just gonna kind of meld on in. Wow. Wow. Okay. Well, I don't know. Is it good? Is it bad? I don't know. I don't know. Now, let's very carefully get into what? Oh, hello, gorgeous. Because this fish is like super metallic-y. So we are going to light it up. Oh, love this part. This is my favorite part in the whole thing. I just love doing this. I'm gonna grab some of this gold interference and bring it on board right here. I don't know if we're still recording. Are we recording on the big camera? Because I can't see myself. Grab some of this dark bronzy color. I haven't got to use it yet. Start laying some of it in up here. Oh my goodness. Hello, gorgeous. Wow.
Gorgeous.
Oh wow. Seriously, it is just so pretty. It's just so pretty. Do you see how beautiful this fish is, people? Oh my gosh. Like, they're so gorgeous. They're so beautiful. Oh, wow. Wowza, bodowza.
Hi. How's it going?
Well, I think it's going well. It's always unnerving to me when it feels like, huh?
I said that's good to hear.
Yeah, it always unnerves me when I feel like it's going well because I'm like, oh, what am I missing? Riri. I am just painting for the sake of painting at this point. I don't really need to add any more gold to it. It's so beautiful that I just want to keep adding the gold to it. I don't want to ruin the fish. I also don't want to kill all of the beautiful orange in there. Wow, look what we did. Oh, I love that. Oh my goodness, I love that so much. Now, is that 100% accurate? No. Have we taken some serious creative liberty? Yes. Is it lots of fun? Yeah. Have I learned some things? Yeah, definitely. Brown water's not so terrible to have to paint. I thought I was gonna throw a fit there for a minute. I'm a good fit thrower, y'all. I'm a really good fit thrower. But I decided to just go with it and make it work. When in doubt, add gorgeous amounts of metallic paint. Ooh, I'm fairly happy with that now. Wow. Yeah, it's got some of that purple in there too. And I know we spent a ton of time getting all of these scales painted in there and then are drawn in there with the colored pencils, and now I'm just kind of wrecking the scales. But I like the metallic a lot, and so I'm gonna add some more of it in there because I just think it's really pretty. I just like it. So, is it as good as I want it to be? No, it's not. Is it okay though? Yep, it sure is. It's okay. Okay, that's a wrap on